Thank you so much for joining us today for Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I am music producer Achickwitbeatz.
And I'm Breezy Gipson.
And we're glad that you're here with us. Can you believe this is the first Saturday of the last quarter of the year? I mean, time just flew by.
No, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It did. It did. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So, this is a really, really crucial quarter. We talk about this all the time. If you're a music artist, you should consider yourself as a business. And so now's the time to start wrapping stuff up for 2023 and start looking forward to 2024. So, as we keep that in mind and as these, closing months rapidly approach, if there's topics that you'd like for us to cover to try to make sure that you're prepared for next year, please do reach out and let us know. We are here to help within reason, but we want to help in whatever way that we can. So please just reach out and let us know. For this particular show, we've got tons of music industry news. Of course, there will be beats by yours truly, and we have a special guest today.
Oh yeah. You never know who pops up. Today we've got some interesting folks coming around. So hey, just stay tuned and we'll knock that out in a minute.
Yes.
Music industry news is now and up in front.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and then we'll be back right after this.
Okay.
is Breezy Gipson from the Breeze team. How would you like to see an online platform that brings you people who've already indicated that they're interested in your particular type of business? Whether it's your music you're selling, hip-hop clothing, you got a restaurant or a cafe, or if you're an entrepreneur or agent for a business. Visit me at breeze2cheese.com. That's using the number 2, breeze2cheese.com, or click my bio link on my Instagram profile to see a live demo of how this can help you get more customers and make more money.
Hey, this is Achickwitbeatz. I am a multi-genre music producer and strategist to indie artists and labels. Visit my website, Achickwitbeatz.com, for resources for artists and instrumentals available in various genres for songs, vlogs, blogs, podcasts, themes, TV, film, commercials, and more. Once again, that's Achickwitbeatz.com, ACHICKWITBEATZ. Let's make something happen. All right, we're back with music industry news. There are tons of things just kind of happening all over the place, and we tried to highlight some of the cream of the crop, if you will. But the Hip Hop Museum in Mass Appeal announced that they were launching the Hip Hop Museum tour, and it's going to be sponsored by Ciroc. Of course, it's kicking off in New York City, the birthplace of hip hop, on October 14th. And so this is in celebration of hip hop's 50th anniversary. And then once it starts in New York, it's going to travel to Atlanta, Houston, Charlotte, Los Angeles, and Miami. And at the time of this coming out, the tickets sold out for everywhere except for Miami. But they did post a message to let you know if you're still interested in attending in those areas, they'll actually be accepting walk-ins on a case-by-case basis. So, you haven't quite missed your chance, just in case you didn't snatch up the tickets. And if you're not aware, they're actually free. So, hey, why not go scoop up some culture for the low price of free $99? The touring exhibit's going to feature hip-hop's early artifacts from 1973 through 1990, and it's going to highlight important firsts along the genre's road from block parties to sold-out stadiums. So what an experience. Isn't that awesome?
That's really, really awesome.
Yeah, so especially when they're talking about the sold-out stadiums, this Rock the Bells tour and many other tours have been just doing some numbers. And so that's a great thing because, with all other genres, you don't have to stop at a certain age. So it's unrealistic to act like hip hop should be any different from that. You can tell from the staying power. And part of its staying power is because of those early pioneers who were excellent at their craft then and have only perfected it through the years. So yeah, long live hip hop.
Well, one thing about it, hip hop is showing that it is and will be sustaining itself through the test of time. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so that's a real big success right there. Time awaits nobody. Time beats everybody. So, it's still there, from when they started out, still going, still flowing. So,
yes.
it has withstood the test of time.
Mm-hmm. All right. The International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, known as the IFPI for short, have launched 4 new music charts in Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and North Africa. So the new charts are joining the official MENA region chart. Titles are actually official Egypt chart, the official Saudi Arabia chart, the official UAE chart, and the official North Africa charts. That one's going to cover Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia. And so this marks the first time official rankings are available in each country. And the new market charts will be released every Wednesday, but the official MENA chart will remain being released on Tuesdays. So I think what's kind of interesting to point out here is that these have been covered kind of in a huge lump sum. And now there's enough activity going on that they recognize that it needs to be charted and monitored individually. So what's that saying? The same way they keep saying, this is an emerging music market. We've shared countless stories about a lot of the major labels forming partnerships with independent labels in these same regions. So it's letting you know there's a lot of talent here, and they're betting that, this is going to become way more widespread. The US has been the #1 market for music for quite a while, But I think a lot of that just has to do with opportunity and exposure. And so as everybody finally starts paying more attention to these regions, we're probably going to see the playing field level out a little bit. And so I think that this is exciting. It's great to listen to more than wherever you are. And so, yeah, I'm excited for all the changes that are coming. But yeah, the fact that they actually want to chart these areas individually means that there are some forces to be reckoned with that are about to hit our radar.
Well, I got a buddy named Craig Poston. Craig, I hope you're listening today. Anyway, Craig, 10, 15 years ago, he would always be taking vacations to Morocco. Okay, and I'm like, what are you going over there for? And every time he would come back saying he loved it even more and more. Okay, and that there was so much goodness going on at the time over there that he couldn't leave the place alone. So, shout out to Morocco. We could say that from the inside about the positive vibes coming out of there.
Awesome. All right, Songtradr has acquired Bandcamp from the Fortnite maker Epic Games. We actually shared this with you. I want to say it might have been about 18 months ago when Epic Games had purchased Bandcamp. And at first there was, a little bit of apprehension. We're thinking, well, what is this gaming company about to do with it? Are they going to take away Bandcamp Fridays, where the artist gets all the money from the sales and whatnot? And, there really wasn't much of a change. But Epic Games has recently laid off about 16% of its global staff. And so at the same time, that's when they announced that they were selling Bandcamp. And so Songtradr just kind of snapped it up. And if you're not aware, it's a business-to-business music licensing company. And they say that they're going to continue to operate Bandcamp as a marketplace and music community with an artist-first revenue share. So that's good that they're not planning on making too many changes or anything like that. Bandcamp has been profitable for years. So chances are they'll want to stick with the model that helped make them profitable. So yeah, fingers crossed things won't change too much for those of us who use it. But something that's kind of interesting that came forth with this story is kind of a look at who owns what and how all these moving parts kind of fit together. So the press release actually said that Epic is investing in Songtradr to support Bandcamp's successful integration. So they're going to kind of help, and they're still keeping a piece of that because they still want the action from that profit. But Tencent Holdings, who is also the owner of Tencent Music Entertainment in China, owns about 40% of Epic via $330 million investment back in 2012. Tencent also owns a 20% stake in Universal Music Group. It owns stakes in Spotify and Warner Music Group. And it also runs a JV label based in Hong Kong called Liquid State with Sony Music. So if you take a look at what they're investing in, it's, the ones that have traction. So they've got all these deals going with the labels. They've invested in Spotify and now, a portion of Bandcamp. So it kind of lets you know where to look that, I guess, what might offer more opportunities and kind of where they believe the money is. So it's a very strategic thing going on. And I previously, before the press release, wasn't aware of exactly how much they had invested in all these different areas. So, Tencent is definitely a force to be reckoned with. They're doing major numbers in China. And I think we're going to kind of see that spread out a little bit more in the U.S. as well.
One thing about it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep broke.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, we were just talking about Taylor Swift and her concert movie. And you may have heard by now that Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour is the next big screen concert for AMC. And they're looking at a December 1st theatrical release, which is a great day, if I may say. Chick born December 1st. But capitalizing on the highly anticipated Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, AMC just kind of wants to keep that momentum with Beyonce. And so they're desiring a similar setup to what they had for the Eras Tour, where they primarily distributed to all the other big exhibitors like Regal, Cinemark, Marcus, etc., and even indie distributor Variance Booking. So her Renaissance World Tour was one of her highest grossing tours at more than $500 million to date. And sources say that the first day pre-sales for the top 3 exhibitors stateside for Renaissance is estimated to be upwards of 6 million to 7 million and more. So movies that kind of have comparable first day sales, just to kind of give you a perspective of how big they're expecting this to be, is Avatar: The Way of Water, which did 5.5 million. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 did 6 million. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, did 6.5 million. So they're betting that Beyonce's probably going to beat that just in first day pre-sale alone. I think that's probably a really safe bet to make. We'll see, but yeah, it's good timing with a lot of these movies and stuff being shifted. I think that's part of the reason why Taylor Swift's pre-sales did so well, on top of her, just having super fans galore. But Beyonce has a lot of true fans in the beehive, and so yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what this is going to do. And hopefully, this could be a trend, more concert films and artists getting, that big screen treatment.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, as much as my daughter spoke about it, she had the opportunity to go to a recent Beyonce concert. Now, my daughter is a concert aficionado. She's reached probably close to going to 100 different concerts in her lifetime, but she said that what she saw as far as the theatrical and the effects and the performance, and she said she thought that one was the best she'd ever seen.
Wow.
So, yeah, and heck, she just went to one the other night before the show was over, if I can remember who it was, but that she enjoyed. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this too. And matter of fact, I might even go to the movie myself, since I didn't see the concert in person. So you never know. You never know how many people are saying the same thing.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that it might be kind of nice to actually have her on at some point to discuss, what she enjoys about concerts. Because, that's something that a lot of us music artists could benefit from, to know, hey, what's the magic that kind of captures the audience and makes them want to come back for more. And so with her being an aficionado, she can tell us, what people might be looking for.
You never know. We might be able to arrange that.
Yeah, just drop that in the atmosphere.
Oh, that was Tamia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was Tamia.
All right, awesome. All right, Napster's new CEO has a big old crypto-based idea for the next phase of music. Of course, time will tell if things will play out the way that he suspects. But John Vlaspoulos, I hope I pronounced that correctly, he previously ran music operations at Roblox. And so he believes that the business paradigm for music is going to shift again away from charging access to a giant song catalog, but toward a platform model where fans can buy tunes, merchandise, tickets, all that within a Roblox-like environment. So he thinks that Virch, which is a combination of virtual merch, will be a major part of this model. I don't think that that's a bad idea. It's just a matter of, will the people actually adopt it? Kind of like how NFTs were big when they were starting to get kind of popular, but only a certain community kind of accepted it. So, but maybe something like this could actually catch on a little bit more. You never know. Like I said, time will tell. But, it takes ideas like these and trying things to see what works. Because if it does catch on, that definitely means more money for the artist, because they can better connect with super fans who not only like the music, but they want to buy stuff from you as well, or tickets to virtual concerts. So yeah, we got to see what's going to happen with that. I think it'll be interesting if it does actually occur this way. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm all for that. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
Yeah. All right. Spotify has patented a system to create digital mixtapes, and supposedly this enables users to integrate their own audio with a selected list of songs. So according to the patent application, you can tell the system to create a special playlist for someone. You can choose the songs and who it's for, and you can add your personalized recorded messages to the compilation for the recipient. So it suggests that mixtape creators and recipients can both install standalone apps to use the feature, but there'll still be a media playback engine for the recipient to listen to if they don't want to download the app. So it looks like you need the app to create it, but anybody can listen to it if you provide access to them. And so this will be kind of interesting. I'd like to see exactly who kind of will get involved with this. Of course, they just did the patent, so we don't know how close it is to actually being released. But, it sounds like they've done their due diligence and it probably won't be long. So, that means DJs can, add some special stuff to their mix. Podcasters can probably try to give it a go. For instance, hey, who knows? I might create a playlist of some of my beats and add special messages for listeners. I mean, there's tons of possibilities that exist with this, and I'm kind of excited to see what'll happen. How about you?
Yeah. Everything is good. So I'm going to throw this out there to those imposters. Don't be trying to get in there and try to beat the system, y'all. Just take the system the way it is, because we know there have been some people fingered out and accused in the past of trying to jump the system and whatever, and I end up getting caught. So don't even waste your time doing that. Take it as is. It's a system. Hey, going to be you can integrate your own audio and so on and so forth. So flow with it and go with it in a positive way.
Yeah. I think the timing is pretty interesting. We recently had the mixtape documentary out and talking about how prominent that was and how many people it kind of helped propel to stardom or get put back in the limelight. So, I don't think this timing is unique at all. So, it's a great way to kind of involve fans and get to know you on a deeper level. And so, yeah, anytime you got an opportunity like that, it's definitely beneficial to take advantage of it, but in the right way, just as Breezy said.
In the right way, y'all.
Yeah. All right. And then, next couple of things aren't really news stories, but more of things to just kind of be aware of, some noteworthy headlines, if you will. But the indie music company called Wagram has joined Deezer's artist-centric payment system. And so this was right after the deal with Universal. And if you're not aware, Wagram Music owns 8 music labels that include Sync 7, Chapter 2 Records, Bellum, and W Lab. And it also has distribution agreements with a number of indie labels like Beggars, Radio Nova, and Buddha Bar. So, it was a big deal when they made that connection with Universal to do it. But now that they're starting to let some indie music companies join in, hey, I'm kind of excited to see what happens with that as well. So yeah, there's some growth going, and I again just believe that with Deezer taking this step, hopefully some of the other streaming companies will follow suit and stop using the pro rata system and actually pay artists what they deserve to be paid.
That's right. Pay the people for their work.
Absolutely.
And I jest when I say that, but that's real serious. Pay the folks when they put in the work.
Absolutely. Because, I saw lots of things kind of going around when the pandemic first hit and when people were forced to quarantine, that what's the first thing people did? They went to art. They went to watch movies. They went to watch TV shows. They went to listen to music. So obviously art has value. If it provides value to your life, then, it deserves to be compensated. So just a reminder. Yeah. All right. And this is another thing just to be aware of. The Supreme Court is going to clarify copyright infringement limits. It's basically using the case against Warner Music to establish whether or not there should be time limits on it. So the particular case was with an artist who found out that Flow Rider had sampled his music. There was a huge time gap before he was actually able to sue for it because he was in prison at the time that it happened. So, at first they're like, oh, well, you should have filed within 3 years of the damage actually happening, but he couldn't have done that. So, the courts were like, yeah, that wasn't really fair. He should be able to sue because he wasn't in a place to do it at the time. And he actually didn't know about it for a while. So we got to wait and see what the Supreme Court's going to say. They could stand with it. They could reverse it. But it's definitely going to be necessary to kind of set a precedent going forward. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens, because there's not a whole lot of details to give right now because we don't know how it's going to turn out, but just something to be aware of.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take another pause for the cause, and then we'll be right back with our special guest.
How about that?
Breezy Gipson from the Breeze team. How would you like to see an online platform that brings you people who've already indicated that they're interested in your particular type of business? Whether it's your music you're selling, hip-hop clothing, you got a restaurant or a cafe, or if you're an entrepreneur or agent for a business. Visit me at breeze2cheese.com. That's using the number 2, breeze2cheese.com, or click my bio link on my Instagram profile to see a live demo of how this can help you get more customers and make more money.
Hey, this is Achickwitbeatz. I am a multi-genre music producer and strategist to indie artists and labels. Visit my website, achickwitbeatz.com, for resources for artists and instrumentals available in various genres for songs, vlogs, blogs, podcasts, themes, TV, film, commercials, and more. Once again, that's achickwitbeatz.com, ACHICKWITBEATZ. Let's make something happen.
Hey, today's a special day. It's a really, really special day because on this day, our guest is a man of many, many means. He's got a lot going on. He's doing a lot of things, and he's one of those people who his personality is just extraordinary. So, without any further ado, let's just go ahead on and bring him on the line. The one and only Mr. Jerry Mortel. Mr. Jerry, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on your show as well.
Absolutely. So now, Achickwitbeatz and I, we know a little bit about your background, but for our listeners, can you educate us and educate them about just who is Mr. Jerry, where did he come from, and what is it that you're about today and being involved with?
Absolutely. Well, I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Moved to the United States at the age of 6. Did not know any English language at all. My background was French, so I had to learn everything from scratch. I found the gift of acting in middle school, 6th grade. Pursued it through high school, Kennesaw State College. Took a break to raise my children, raise my family. after a 15-year hiatus, I joined a local church who had an amazing theater with gospel recording artists, and that's where the fire got lit back into my soul. So from there, after numerous shows, everyone just kept telling me that you need to go ahead and pursue it, as a perhaps a career or TV and film. So I went and looked for an agent. Finally got signed, and here I am.
Wow. It is. That's quite a journey. Quite a journey. Achickwitbeatz, what you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. In such a field like that, to have a passion for it and just go for it. Like we don't really hear that often. A lot of times people are kind of nervous or afraid to. And so, how did you kind of push past that to just go ahead and do it?
It was a drive that I inherited from my dad. It was one of those things where I didn't let anyone stop me. And just to give you an hindsight of how long it took me just to even get signed, it took me 7 years to even find an agent. So a lot of doors were shut. A lot of doors were locked. But it was just a pursuance that I just did not want to give up until someone called, and that's exactly what did. And to God be the glory for that. I kept my faith and just kept pushing through. So still have a lot to learn though, but I made some strides.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So then at what point along all of that did you really feel that, this acting thing, I think I can catch a hold on this and I think I can really kind of manufacture a little something going on with this acting field. About what age were you when you realized that?
I was around 11 years old. What ended up happening is, I don't know why, but I ended up joining a choir. And within the choir, there was a performance. So during that performance, it wasn't me. It was actually a friend of mine. He was performing, I think, some Michael Jackson song or something. And I was in the crowd. But when I felt the energy in the crowd, I told myself, whatever it is that I felt that moment, I have to have more of it. But I knew the only way I could get more of it is I was always a shy person or a shy child. So it took me, from middle school to high school until my choir director in high school brought me out of my shell. And once I was out of my shell, then I was able to pursue it even further.
Wow. Well, I mean, that right there is an inspiration to a lot of young folks as well as older, because you saw what you liked, you identified it, okay, and you wanted to push forward. There were some things holding you back, okay, and then that one person came to you and said, you know what, hey, let's look at this and take this a little step further. And wow, so I guess right now you've got a lot of thanks going out to that director that did that.
Yeah.
Yes. May she rest in peace, but I will never forget her. Without her, who knows? I probably would have still been in my shell. But yeah, she was a huge catapult to where I am and who I am now.
Wow.
Okay. So Achickwitbeatz, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, comfort zones are called that for a reason. They're cozy. And so, yeah, it's really cool that she helped you come out of that. I'm just kind of curious with all the different things that you've worked on. This might be a hard question, and you can give as many answers that will make it easy for you, if you will. But have you had any a particular favorite production that you've worked on, or favorites, if you need to name multiple, that you just kind of think of fondly every time you reflect on it?
Oh, absolutely. That one actually is an easy one for me because it still is in me. The favorite production is for a TV One show called ATL Homicide, which I think they're on their 4th or 5th season now, and I was on the very first season.
Oh, wow.
But the reason why it still hits home is because I consider it as my first break. I can't say a major break because I'm still trying to move up to that ladder, but it was a first break for me because they actually gave me an opportunity to have my first speaking role. And not only it was a speaking role, but they even took a chance on me because I didn't have any prior reel or prior um, film that I could show them of my previous work, but they still were able to take a chance on me to do a show like the caliber of show that it is now. And I was one of the main leading actors in that show on episode 8. So,
wow, that's really awesome.
It is.
To get that break like that.
but I must admit, at the same time, I think also one of the reasons I was able to get that break is because the prior year I actually did some extra background work for them. And I traveled all the way to Tennessee to do it. And in the following year, the person still remembered me. And she reached out to me and said, "Hey, I remember your background work from last year. I think you'll be a perfect fit for this show for this year." So because of the fact that, I was able to do background work with no speaking lines at all, she was able to recognize me and bring me on the following year.
Wow.
It's all about who you connect with.
That's awesome.
I mean, to have a true to life actor on the show. I mean, again, as I said a little while ago, this is inspiration right here. I mean, what you're doing to uplift a whole lot of folks, just by your what you're sharing with us today. So, can you kind of rattle off a few of the other productions that you've been involved with, so some of our listeners can kind of draw their own portrait of Jerry Mortel?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, ATL Homicide, which is actually playing in the background right now. You can still catch it on TV One. You have to most likely go online. You'll be able to stream it. The other shows are The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 10. I also was on HBO's Lovecraft Country with Jonathan Majors and Journey Smollett. That is on Season 1, Episode 5. And then my latest one, before the strike, was on Disney Plus, TV show called National Treasure, which is a remake of the 2 previous movies from Nicolas Cage, and they turn it into a series, and that's on Disney Plus that you can stream.
Nice.
Okay.
Used to be a deadhead for TWD. I think Season 9 was actually the last season that I watched, and I did enjoy Lovecraft Country too. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So now share with our listeners. Now, what's it like when you first arrive? Okay, I'm just going to pull a city out of the hat. Okay, let's say Houston, Texas. Okay, that's just hypothetical. All right, so now what is your routine when you get to Houston, and then when you get to the address of where your needs, where you're being summoned to perform? What do you go through? What actions do you go through when you walk through that door? You're looking for a particular person, or just how does that? Share with our listeners what you experience when you do that.
Now, is that for like a production, like an actual film? Or...
Yeah, just for an actual film.
Yeah, sure. Well, by then I will already have the location and the contacts that I need to reach out to. So, I will go to the studio, whether, wherever that location may be, introduce myself to either the director or the producers. From there, we would normally either have like a table reading the prior day before filming, or we may actually have rehearsal, maybe about an hour on set, the day of. And then from there, they'll take you to your trailer, feed you whatever it is that you want. They treat you like a king or queen. The production is really good. Then they'll drive you to the set, and then from there you just do what God gave you and record.
Wow. I mean, you're educating us, right? You know, you're educating us right now, right?
well, well, thank you. I mean, I have to share my experience, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay, and okay, so then, oh, wait a minute, Chick, you got a question?
No, go ahead. Well,
Okay, so
flow with it, yeah.
how far in advance do they give you your script? I mean, and share with us, what that's like.
Sure. So basically, it's a pretty seamless process. My agent will send me the script, and usually there's a deadline for me to turn it in. When I say turn it in, you have to record, which nowadays it's what's called self-tape. You video record it with another actor. So as long as you meet the deadline, you submit it back to your agent for review. If everything is clean and correct, they'll submit it to the casting director. The casting director has thousands of other actors who also audition for that one particular role, and your performance and everything that they're looking for has to match perfectly for you just to even make the next preliminary stage, which is usually like a top 3 or a top 6 out of the thousands of players that are auditioning for this role. And then they'll send you an availability check just to make sure you are available for the filming dates. And if you agree, then they'll submit all 3 or 6 actors of their choice to the producer or the directors of a show, and it's up to them to choose that one person that they want for that show. So you have to go through a lot of weeds just to get chosen, for that one show. And once you are booked, usually they'll give you like 2 to 3 days. If it's a local film, for example, Atlanta, if you live in Atlanta, boom, you're right there. But if it's an out of state, then usually they'll give you like a week in advance, so you can make preparations for travel.
Wow.
I mean, this is incredible. This is really incredible. I mean, so what seems to be incredible to us is average every day to you, but it's news and incredible to us. Quite an experience. Achickwitbeatz, what you think?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to hear, how things work and like the details behind it. On a broader spectrum, I feel like I hear a lot of parallels between what you do and some of the things that artists have to kind of overcome, music artists, I should say, because you're an artist as well. But, in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of parallels. So, one for you saying that, you discovered it's something that you wanted to pursue. So you went ahead and went in wholeheartedly. You say you're still rising. I mean, these are a lot of the struggles that independent artists and, the majority of our listeners actually deal with. So I feel like you sharing your experiences can specifically help music artists kind of know how to push through and get to a point where they can, be living out their dreams and, still building on them.
Absolutely. And one of my mottos that I promote is the theme that God plus hard work equals success. And I truly believe that because I'm a man of faith. And I just believe that God connects me with the right people at the right place at the right time. And then from there, it's up to me to either perform or to show what I have and to make that connection. And it's for me to work hard, so I can walk into that door. So, but with that combination, then if it's what I want to pursue, then I will eventually get there.
Yeah, because I believe there's a quote that kind of alludes to that, like success happens when preparation meets opportunity. So, if you hadn't been doing the work, you could have the opportunity and it just, eke by, but you've been doing the work and been prepared to take advantage of them.
You have to prepare and put the work in. It doesn't come easy and it's not overnight.
Well, I mean, I actually am in awe. I usually don't kind of hem and haw around like this, but just to have you on the set, to encourage, to share, your experiences. I mean, this is really, really grand. And so now, we know you got a tight schedule. We thank you for fitting in. But now, where would do you have any folks any places that you would like folks to follow you, whether it's on internet or other places where people can keep up with you and your endeavors in the artistic realm?
Absolutely. And feel free for anybody to reach out to me if you have any questions, about, my, my acting world, or anything. If you need for me to point you in the right direction, I'm always available. When I can, to respond. But you can reach out to me through social media on Facebook, just by first and last name Jerry Mortel. Through IG, it's _Mortellians, and I think those were the top two. Yeah, that's it. Or LinkedIn. I'm sorry. I'm also available on LinkedIn as an actor, and that's under Jerry Mortel as well.
Okay, well, man, look, it's really been, like I say, I'm kind of in awe, and that doesn't hardly ever happen. But just to have an actor, the first true actor on our show, and we've done hundreds of shows, but for the first real true actor to be here with us, I mean, that's really something. So, I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to do this with us, to inspire our listeners the way you have. And Achickwitbeatz, wouldn't you agree? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
100%. Yeah, if your schedule allows, I think it'd be great to have you back on again sometime soon.
Absolutely.
I'm honored.
Yes, we are too. So, okay, well, look, ladies and gentlemen, from sea to shining sea and all around the globe, the one and only Jerry Mortel, actor Jerry Mortel, has taken time out of his busy schedule to join in, and with a few words of reality. And so we thank you so much. But now, like Achickwitbeatz said, hey, we're gonna make some room to go to chapter 2, part B of this interview. Right. Okay. And so with that, we're gonna bow out and hope you have a blessed day, and good tidings to you. So we're going to catch you next time, and let's stay in touch. And if there's any other kind of things that are going on that you want to have your followers to learn about, all you got to do is let us know, and we'll put that word out for you too. Okay.
Thank you so very much. And I'll see you guys next time, and have a good day.
All right. And you do the same. The one and only Jerry Mortel, actor Jerry Mortel.
All right, that does it for this week's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. Once again, we thank you for joining us. We thank our home stations, Grander Radio out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Sparks Radio out of Atlanta, Georgia. And, we're already excited to get back and do this again. It's been a great time as usual. And we just really appreciate you, and we appreciate the feedback we've been getting. And once again, if there's something that you would like for us to cover, a topic that you want to know a little bit more about, let us know. As we're, getting really, really close to the end of 2023, we want to make sure that you have all the tools that you need to be prepared for 2024. All right. So you know where to find us. Till next time. Tune in, tell a friend, and we'll see you then. Peace.